Hey everybody, it's Tammy, and today I'm going to be looking at a fairly straightforward colour swapping mod that can really help the Toa Metru look more coherent with their Turaga counterparts. This does involve a little bit of shoulder jiggery pokery, however, let's get into it. So the first change we're going to make is a very straightforward one that a lot of people may already know, but for those who don't know, it gives the Metru build a way better range of articulation in the arms. Firstly, pull the arm out of the gearbox, complete with axle, pop the axle out, and then add this small assembly into the side of the bicep. It just consists of a 2-length axle, socket connector, ball joint, preferably with a through hole, and then a 3-long connector, preferably with a stop at the end. You would then slide this into the gearbox. This maintains the gear function, whilst also giving a ball connection. The colour of socket that you use here can vary depending on the colour of the Toa, but you can use this for any of the other completely canon Metru style Toa. Now, the most straightforward version of this mod just involves replacing all of the grey socket parts with those of the secondary colours in their Turaga forms. Unfortunately though, these double-ended socket connectors only exist in one of the colours that we need, and that's lime, which allows Matau here to be
just more handsome looking than the rest.
Well, I was going to say to be made in a much more straightforward fashion. But fear not, because I've got a way of adding colour to those shoulders anyway for the other characters. Let's take a look. Using Vakama as a model here, take off the arms that you've already modded, and pop off the shoulder armour and double-ended socket. Then take a regular socket in orange or whatever the appropriate colour is, and pop it on the bottom of the connection so you can add the lower arm on as normal. Once you've done that, pop them back into the Toa Metru gearbox, and then this is the interesting bit. Take another single socket connector, pop the Toa Metru armour on, making sure that the socket connection is facing down, and then literally pop it over the top of the existing assembly. Now, this is quite wobbly, but you can fasten it in place with blue tack or PVA glue or your adhesive of choice, preferably one that's non-permanent. That said, if you're wanting to give up the shoulder manoeuvrability for more stability, you can achieve this as well by modifying the inner arm assembly, taking out the 3-long axle and replacing it with the 4-length axle you discarded earlier, inserting it through the ball joint into the second socket that's holding the shoulder armour in place, and then sliding that back into the torso. Unfortunately, I don't yet have a fix for the upper legs, aside from just straight up spray painting them, but I think even this really just helps the Toa Metru pop more as designs and just look a bit closer to their Turaga versions. So a quick word on Onawa. I originally gave him tan sockets, which would make sense because it was his primary Turaga colour, but Onawa was a bit different to the other Toa Metru because whilst their colour schemes went darker, Onawa's went lighter, which meant when I added the tan in as well, he ended up looking something like a coffee cake, which might be the most British thing I've ever said. So to bridge the gap, I've gone for dark tan, and I think that looks really good. And it also means you can give him coloured legs as well. And there you go. Now you can make your Toa Metru look like the Toa Metru Bee. Okay. At least you can still use the Clitorian fists. Oh, come on!